full screen it. It can't full screen yet because it's not live. Oh, well. Oh, is that it?
Oh, snap. So it's called the V.
Sit down.
All right. Available now. Oh, my God.
Hello, and welcome to not a podcast, but on the podcast set. This little mini episode that we're doing is taking place of the episode on Labor Day, which we will not have a full podcast episode. We are about to watch a Red live event.
All right. So here's the price already. It's $24,500. I was right. I said sub 25,000.
I didn't hear you say that. But anyway,
okay.
We're watching a new thing, and George messed up my intro, but it's okay. So we're about to watch the live stream of what it is, and as we were setting up to get ready, they showed what it was, and it is called the Vraptor limited edition. What's ST stand for?
Standard. I don't know.
Anyway, it's the Stormtrooper edition of it.
Yeah, Stormtrooper is the ST.
Oh, Stormtrooper. That's what it is. So it's available now while supplies last. So people are probably already ordering it. Why does it say live in 4 hours? Is this the whole event?
I don't know because it said that it was going live at 12.
I feel like this might be the whole event. That'd be
Live Q&A.
But it said noon. That's what you said.
I know, yeah.
I mean, it's not 12
I guess
quite
the
yet.
live Q&A is 2 p.m.
2 p.m. Pacific.
So this might be it.
This
so
is the whole release.
Yeah, we might. It's not 12 yet though.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So we'll wait on there might be a video that shows up.
Imagine we set all
But
this
yeah,
up.
so all right. So the Vraptor looks like it. The way it looks, it is absolutely feels like a hybrid Komodo style Ranger.
I'm not even sure if it's technically a Ranger because it doesn't say. It's definitely just like
It doesn't say Ranger, but it definitely feels like a Ranger because it has everything is kind of built in.
Well, this is a clear indication of this is the direction Red is going in.
I guess
feel
so.
like. Because this is almost the same body size as.
Well, see, I don't we can't tell.
Not body size, body
It's
shape.
Body shape for sure.
Of the Komodo. It's really hard to tell how big it is. Does the dimensions? It might be listed on the website. Go look.
Yeah, I mean, it has the built-in V-mount, so you know how big a V-mount is.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty close.
So it's a big old fat.
It's a little taller. It should say the dimensions on it.
All right, so I'm going to read it. The Vraptor 8K is the most powerful advanced red cinema camera ever. Okay, here we go. As the brand's new flagship system and sensor, as well as the first entry into the new DMC3 generation. Oh. So this is the DSMC3. Vraptor stands alone at the forefront of the digital image capture technology, featuring a groundbreaking multi-format 8K sensor with the ability to shoot 8K large format or 6K Super 35.
Sheesh.
It unlocks the largest lens selection of any comparable camera on the market and allows shooters the ability to always deliver at over 4K. The sensor also boasts the highest recorded dynamic range and cleanest shadow performance of any Red camera. In addition, the Vraptor sensor scan time is 2 times faster than any previous Red camera and allows users to capture up to 600 frames per second at 2K.
What? No.
That's a lot.
Bro, they're like getting into freaking Phantom territory. Vraptor will also continue to allow Red's proprietary Red Code RAW codec, allowing users to capture 16-bit RAW and leverage Red's latest IPP2 workflow and color management, along with the new flagship sensor. So it's a brand new sensor.
So this is the
SMC3.
So this is the highest camera they have.
Yeah.
This is way cheaper.
It's cheap. Yeah, it's their new flagship. Yeah.
This is way cheaper.
The Vraptor features a modernized platform in an amazingly compact package, weighing it in at barely over 4 pounds, with 2 4K 12G SDI outputs, XLR audio and phantom power via adapter, and 1080p live stream. So that must be what that USB-C is for.
The live stream?
I guess. This system can handle most anything a shooter can throw at it. The Vraptor ST, so that's Stormtrooper Starter Pack, is a pre-bundled setup that is perfect for owner-operators, run-and-gun style shooters, and anyone looking to take advantage of Vraptor's nimble and versatile form factor. It includes, so this is for if you want to get the Starter Pack, one Vraptor ST 8K large format camera system, one DSMC3 red touchscreen. So I wonder if the DSMC2 would work. I guess not. I don't know. One Red Pro CF Express card, 660 gigs. One Red CF Express card reader. So I guess they're moving away from mini mags. They're going
It's a
just CF Express.
Interesting.
Yeah. But it's a red branded CF Express. Two Red Volt Micro V mount batteries. One red compact dual V-Lock charger. Two Vraptor wing grip. And one red external to time code cable. So one thing that I'm not seeing is, what is this? I'm guessing that this is RF mount.
Yeah, I was wondering that, and I would also like to know whether or not there's dimensions listed.
I don't see any dimensions on it, but there might be.
Yeah, I'm gonna look too.
Well, that's what I just read. Dude, 600 frames a second. That's insane.
That is the craziest
Here
thing.
we go. All right. Sensor type. So it's a brand new sensor, the Vraptor 8K large format, 35.4 megapixel.
Sheesh.
Yeah, effective pixels 8192 by 4320. Sensor size, okay, it's 17 plus stops of dynamic range. Here we go. Mount type. Integrated RF mount with RF lens support.
Okay.
Supports Canon EF lenses via compatible
Yeah.
Canon RF to EF. Accepts other RF mount-based lenses. So it is only RF.
Okay.
Like, you have to use an adapter.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. It seems like that's kind of where we're going.
Up to 800 megabytes a second using red branded or other qualified CF Express cards. All right, so here we go. Max frame rates, 120 frames at 8K.
Sheesh.
150 frames at 8K, 2.4 to 1. 140
compression?
frames. Yeah, no, like so instead, not using the entire, so more of like a widescreen.
That's still insane.
140 frames at 7K, 160 frames per second at 6K, 192 frames per second at 5K, 240 frames per second at 4K, 320 at 3K, 480 at 2K, and then when you do the 2.4 to 1, so that's at 2K, like a widescreen, is 600 frames a second. Are you freaking kidding me?
That's crazy. I have the Komodo dimensions, so now let me see if I can find the Vraptor.
So this is 4 pounds.
That's 4 pounds.
Basically, it's 4 pounds
Okay,
by
so
itself.
it's twice the weight of the Komodo. The
Yeah.
Komodo's 2
So think of
pounds.
a Komodo times 2.
Well, yeah, I just want to see what the body size is because it could be that much heavier. It just doesn't look. It's hard to tell. It
Image
looks
pri-
about
so
the
it's-
size of probably like the Alexa Mini.
Yeah. IPP2. Audio.
Gavin, what do you think?
I think it looks really cool.
Yeah. Do you think it's like
Very
a big step forward?
impressive. Huh?
I have so many questions to ask Jared Landau. Like I have like 20 questions to ask him that he probably.
They're doing a live
can't
Q&A
answer.
in a couple hours.
Well, I mean when he's on our podcast.
Yeah, that too. Well, this is interesting.
I'm very impressed. I'm impressed by the price most of all, honestly.
Yeah, I am too, because that price coming in at sub 25K.
If they're saying if this is their flagship, essentially, I mean, there's literally a picture with the Komodo next to it.
Just to show you a size comparison. So it's not that much bigger.
Okay, so it's
'cause
definitely
Komodo
taller.
is tiny.
They don't have a side by side, which is actually what I was most interested in, like the
Yeah.
profile. But yeah, if that's the size of the Komodo, I mean, it's still smaller than our Gemini
It
package
is.
for
It's
sure,
definitely smaller than the Gemini.
and it's lighter.
Yep.
Wow.
And the starter pack comes with all the stuff I just read you earlier, coming in at sub 30K. It's $29,579, or you can finance it for as low as $601.
I mean,
a month.
like in comparison, the Ranger is $60,000, like the top, and this is supposed to beat it, basically. The top, supposedly.
Probably can.
I mean, if it's the next generation sensor.
Yeah.
Dang, dude, what is their next top of the line product going to be like?
I know.
This is like, I'm really impressed with Red's pricing. Like, honestly, I've been impressed since the Komodo, and I've been genuinely thinking about saving up for one for like a while now.
Yeah.
The biggest problem for me is I have to save up for more than just the body.
Right.
So I need save up like $10,000, but I've wanted one for a long time. And this is impressive too, because now I'm wondering, will the Komodo come down in price? I don't know. It's a possibility.
It might. I don't. But see, again, even though it looks, yeah, exactly, it looks similar to the Komodo. These are for two entirely different purposes. These are two different tools. These cameras are.
So, do you think people in the industry will like it as much as the Ranger? Because it's definitely a totally different. Like, it's built.
I'm not gonna lie to you. This camera is built more for people like us that are run and gun but need the capability. The biggest thing to me is the integrated phantom power for XLR is pretty awesome, because no other camera other than the Rangers have it integrated into the body.
Because our camera isn't really a build you can get, right?
Well, no, it is, but you have to build it with the production module.
But like, we have the Ranger handle.
Yeah.
Can you buy that?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he gave us something that you couldn't. Really.
Maybe he did. I don't know. That's the thing. But yeah, so people are asking about global shutter. I'm not seeing anything about global shutter. People are asking, does that mean the price is going to drop on DSMC2?
That is a good question.
Yeah, these are all questions that they're going to answer here in a couple hours.
I believe when DSMC2 came out, DSMC, like the original, did drop.
Yeah.
But it just depends on, that will be the real indication whether or not this is supposed to replace it.
Yeah.
If the Ranger is still supposed to be its own thing. The other thing too is, didn't the Ranger used to only be available for production houses?
I think it was only available to rent. But then
see,
they
now you can
started
buy
selling
it.
a few. Yeah.
I was on the website last night and I was like, yeah, like you can buy it. I don't really know other than production houses who would buy that, but because it's not really day-to-day something. So anyway, this is super cool. I'm digging
it. It is
this.
cool. I am a little bit let down.
Really?
On the fact that we're not going to get to watch any kind of video.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess we just assumed.
We just assumed, and that's okay. But
I like the discovery. That was fun.
Yeah, it was. So we are. I mean, stay tuned. Obviously, we're gonna keep waiting, and in a few hours, we're gonna watch this live Q&A.
Are we? Because 2 p.m. Pacific is like
4 p.m. here, so maybe we're not gonna watch it.
Yeah, I don't think
we're not gonna watch it on camera. But there you have it. Red just announced DSMC 3, and it is definitely like the jump from DSMC 1 to DSMC 2 was very. It was there, obviously, but even in like the body style and everything, I don't think it changed as drastically as DSMC 2 to DSMC 3.
So the real question is this: what has been shot on it already that we don't know about?
I'm sure plenty.
That's what I'm really interested to see, because I mean, you saw the Komodo. I don't know. It came out the same timeline, even though COVID, right? Like it came out when it was supposed to. You don't know.
Sort of. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it kind of did, but like people have still not received their Komodo.
Oh yeah.
Because of COVID, like they ordered it and it's still not there.
Yeah, I just meant like the day they announced it and the day it was released was the same as it was originally supposed to be. And anyway, so there was footage from it for like 2 years before that almost, or something. And you saw it in person.
Yeah.
A year and a half before it was released.
No, not that long. No, I saw it in 2020. I saw it in February of 2020, right before COVID went crazy. So, all right, some people are asking, and this is very curious to me, the fact that they don't have the interchangeable lens mount is very interesting, because it's RF. It's RF. That's what it is, and then you have to use adapters. So that means you're going to have a PL to RF.
Well,
if you want to use PL lenses.
That's true. I also feel
is
like,
that even a thing? Let me look.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Here's the other thing. is I feel like the Komodo, now looking at what they were doing, the Komodo was the test the waters camera. I feel like it's an amazing camera. We were blown away. Oh, well, George had seen it, but I was blown away in person seeing it. Gavin, what did you think of the Komodo when you saw
Thought
it?
it was incredibly tiny, and I didn't know how on earth they could fit such features in such a small camera body. And now I'm just even more impressed with this one.
I think they were testing the RF waters with that a little bit because it was strictly RF. There's no changing it.
Yeah.
You can't. I don't know if you can do PL.
You can.
You
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
Okay.
We probably sound like a bunch of noobs, but guess what? RF mounts still relatively new, and we just haven't. We've not had to deal with anything RF mount, and so there you go. But yes, there are.
If you're watching
RF
this,
to PL.
if you're watching this 10 years from now, I predict EF is irrelevant at this point.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. It's being phased out, but there will still be EF2, whatever the new mount is, because EF is the most popular mount, and so there's millions of EF lenses.
So why do they do RF for this then?
I think that something has to do with the fact that things are moving to where I think RF mount is closer to the sensor, something like that, and so it's like things are just getting smaller and tighter. I don't know.
Is there an EF to PL? That could be a good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can do all that.
Well,
so.
anyway, I think it's super interesting. Like I said, I feel like with the success of the Komodo, I mean, obviously they were developing at the same time. It's not like they finished making the Komodo and they're like, let's make another one. Obviously, they were probably developed congruently, if not this one ahead of the other of the Komodo. And who knows what else they have in store for us? 12K? I don't know. But I feel like if this, because the DSMC2, it started at what, 5K? That was the lowest resolution.
Probably.
So
To be honest, I don't know.
I'm
'Cause
pretty sure
I wasn't even in the red world back when that happened, and so I didn't know a whole lot.
that's actually
about it.
funny. I guess I've been paying attention. Have I been paying attention to red longer than you?
Probably because it was probably
I've wanted to do this my whole life. I just was too young.
yeah.
So, yeah, anyway, that's really interesting. I never thought of that before.
Yeah.
But you have like way more experience when it comes to that. Anyway, yeah, I think if 5K was the bottom of, there's definitely no 4K DSMC2 camera.
Mm-mm.
There's not. So
No.
5K is the lowest. So if this is the lowest for 3, where are we going from here?
I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. Like, is it gonna like where do you see the progression in camera technology if it isn't just increased dynamic range and increased resolution? Like, what can be done to enhance the video, technology in general? Increased resolution, increased dynamic range. Like, what else is there? Increased frame rate. Okay, so
Yeah.
they're doing all that. So is that where we're heading? We're just going to keep going 12K, 16K, 24-bit video.
Probably.
And all of that is amazing and incredible. But, like, is there ever going to be, like, something that is, like, truly innovative? And while this is absolutely incredible, I'm going to say this as a Red lover, as a Red fanboy. Nothing about this is necessarily, as far as I can tell, innovative. It's new and it's amazing what they're doing.
Cheaper,
But is it innovative in the way that they were with Red Raw?
120, I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And so, I'm just throwing that out there. Again, it's so early to tell. Who knows? I mean maybe it is. But that always is going in the back of my mind is like what is next? Is it is it some form of weird option to for like the Lightro camera? What was that called? Lightwave technology, I think. Let me look.
So you're right. There's no new technology in this, if that's where you're going with this. But as far as we can tell, is it more megapixels than the, anyway?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, but there's no like Red Raw 2 or something.
No.
But, CF cards, that's different.
That is different, but not innovative.
Well, is that what they're going for, or are they just trying to improve upon?
Well, I think
I'm sure the new sensor is what it is.
All of it is incredible and impressive, and I'm not knocking that. I'm just asking the additional question of, is it innovative? I don't know, because we don't. It's still obviously very early. We just found
And
out
we're
about
never
this a few
going to
minutes
ever
ago.
see this camera in person for a very long
For
time.
probably a long time. Yeah. So, is it innovative? And if it is, or if it isn't, what is next? This is like a secondary question. Like, what is next for camera technology in general?
I think.
Sorry.
What do you think? Because Gavin knows about this kind of stuff,
know about what?
just
like innovation and stuff.
So I think the innovation here is the fact that this is their highest grade camera in a small, lightweight package. I know, like, that was the Komodo's thing, that it was small, but now we have the highest that Red can give, also in a small package. I think there's not much, like you were saying, George, it's not much further we can go up with quality, but we can make it smaller and easier to carry around.
True.
Because that camera, using it handheld, the Gemini, it is very, very heavy.
Yeah.
And it would be easier to film handheld if it was lighter, like the Vraptor.
Sure.
I think that's the innovative part here.
I agree. So, by the way, I was saying it wrong, which I thought I knew I was. So it's called light field technology. And that's where I'm wondering, there was a camera company called Lytro that was doing this. I'm just wondering, is that ever going to be something? It might not be, but is that ever going to be something that camera companies like Red start to maybe pursue? Because essentially what you're able to do, we're not going to get too deep in the science because I need to study more on it, but you can essentially pick your focus point in post,
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
which is insane.
That is insane.
And so it's like, but then I believe that it has to have a fixed lens. And so it's like this weird, well, okay, but could it be a variable fixed lens or something where it can have multiple, it can be a 50 mil or a 75 or 100, whatever, but it's that fixed. It works with that Lytro technology so that you can still pick your f-stop and everything after the fact, which is just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
If you'd put that in a cinema camera, then, it eliminates the need for a focus puller. You get no focus breathing at all because the lens is fixed. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know.
Is your argument, so I guess what you're saying is, where do you think this fits into their line of cameras? Like, do you think this is their top dog? Do you think that studios won't embrace it? Like what?
I think that this is obviously the direction that they're moving, which is an understanding that the market, as we had a podcast on this that we just talked about earlier today, but will be released after this. But is the industry changing? And I think that this is them saying we know that the industry is changing and moving toward smaller production companies producing more content than the bigger companies at some point. And you know what? I don't know. I just think I'm very impressed. This thing is incredible. And again, I'm not knocking and saying that they aren't innovative, because obviously they are, but I'm just curious if this is in any way something that we've never seen before in any other camera. I don't know.
Well, it's also interesting, too, and it should be noted, how often do Red come out with cameras 2 years in a row?
Not often.
I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Like, the Komodo's been out less than a year, I'm almost certain of.
Yeah.
If not, we've known about it for a while, but also the fact that they're dropping it in its sale, like for sale right now. That
is crazy
happens.
too. Yeah, that doesn't happen on the day it's announced, and it's like, all right, go buy it now. Yeah. So the Stormtrooper White is essentially what they sell because people understand that software could still be in beta when they receive their camera. And so you are really taking a chance on buying a Stormtrooper, but it also, anyone that owns a Stormtrooper is someone basically like their declaration of faith in the company that they know that it's going to be a good investment for them. So if you see that white camera, you know they were committed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just checking my phone because I was hoping the MKBHD posted a video, because usually, like last year with the Komodo when they announced it, or whenever that was, he had it already, and he had already filmed like multiple videos on it that we had actually seen before.
Yeah.
And I noticed too, actually, when he did a car video before the Komodo came out, and I noticed, I was like, this video looks really good. And I knew that he normally didn't shoot with Monstro for those, because you can't cram one of those in the car.
Right.
So anyway, I'm interested to see people like him and like people that are on more of that production side of it, because there's nobody like that's going to come out right now and say, we've been shooting a Marvel movie on this right now. Like, really? I mean, they might, but I don't think so.
I mean, obviously, I think people are going to be the most overall impressed with the frame rate at that resolution.
Yeah.
Is just, it's bonkers.
Yeah.
You know, like people that shoot product video, stuff like that, where slow motion is used a lot, and then they've got freaking 8K at that frame rate, is just unreal what they're going to be able to do. Think about the macro shots that they're going to get and punching into 4K. So, yeah, it's very, very powerful camera. I did notice something in one of the comments, no mention of ProRes internal. Mm-hmm. So it's like red raw, that's it. That's what you get. Which, I mean, is amazing, but it is interesting that they're dropping ProRes altogether.
Does the film industry use ProRes that much?
Not necessarily, no.
Yeah.
They don't.
It's just, I guess what...
We need to find out, like, I'm seeing in the comments, someone says, I'm not really sure how to take this camera. I'm in the same boat, and that's not a negative thing.
It's just we need to hear what they say.
It's surprising. It's like, what?
This camera is a shock.
It is.
Yeah.
It's so... It is not what I expected it to be. I thought this was going to be a Komodo Big Brother 8K, you know, at a $10,000 to $15,000, you know, price point. But then I also said, well, if it is the SMC3, what if it comes in at below 25K, which it did for the Stormtrooper? Again, I don't know how the rate, if it's going to go up after the Stormtrooper. I don't know.
Also, that is just the body. We should
sure 25K for the body. Which for an 8K red, like
cheapest
DSMC3 is cheap.
Yeah.
Like, that's cheap. So
maybe they're just well, it's yet to be seen.
Can you tell the confusion in our voices? Because the more I look at this camera, I'm
like,
who is this built
You've
for?
swayed my opinion as I've gone, because at first I was in kind of defense of this camera, but now I'm in the question mode.
Like, who is this built for?
That's exactly what I'm about to say. Is this for? I mean,
because anyone can use it. You can use it on production.
Okay, has a red ever been built for somebody like us?
Well, sure.
Like fine, the Komodo, but like, was there 8K Monstro ever intended to be used for client video? I don't think so.
No, not for us.
I don't think so.
Right. So,
so is this the client 8K? Is this the
I
doc 8K?
That's what I'm saying. Like, is this the 8? That's a good point too. Documentaries.
I think it's the documentary camera. That's what I was going to go into, because happens.
Any red is a documentary camera, but this would be amazing on a documentary.
It's small. It's light.
One phantom power, so it's thinking you're going to be capturing pro audio. You only need one mic because you're just going to have that boom on the front of the camera.
Also, it's 8K, so you only need one camera because you can cut in theoretically, you know.
To 4K.
No, I mean, I know, but like, some people might not want that. And then
I'll tell you this, I want this camera.
Yeah.
I will say that. I've seen cameras come out before and I'm like, that's amazing, but there's no, like, I don't really need it. This would be freaking amazing for Seed Creative.
Yeah.
I'll say that much. We would use it. I'm willing to guess. I would say we're a medium-sized production company, but we do a lot of run and gun. This would be incredible for us. It really would.
Yeah.
If we want to capture 8K.
Too bad we don't have just $25,000 just sitting here ready to spend.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
We have $25,000, but we're not going to spend it on this.
You know, would it be worth buying $25,000 of Komodos? So we have like 6 of them or whatever. That's bad math, but 4 of them. Anyway, long story short, I think this camera's cool.
I think it's amazing, but
they're
it's
gonna
confusing.
explain it. They're gonna explain it. I feel like that's what the Q&A is for. I am very surprised this is how they're dropping it. That it's available to buy right this second. That it's a camera that exists a year after they put out another. I'm gonna argue their biggest drop in a long time, which was the Komodo, because it was just so different. Global shutter.
All
small.
right, so I see
Anyway.
a comment here. Someone says production houses are buying the Monstro Ranger models. I think this camera will sell pretty well to production houses, especially with the higher use of the large format sensors. And I think someone is thinking they think ProRes support will come in the future. Who knows?
I bet this is the camera for everybody. That's what it is.
Yeah.
This is it can do everything, and it's so surprising because it's just so different looking. But what can't it do that it really needs to do?
I don't know, dude. The comments are so confusing too, because you'll see one comment, personally, I hate it. And then the next person is,
How could you
this
hate a
is the
camera?
most incredible camera. This is exactly everything that I need. Not too much, not too little. It's like those are the types of comments I'm seeing.
I have to admit, I don't know if I'm a fan of the CF Express thing, but we'll see.
Really? Well, it's interesting because it's not proprietary media capture anymore.
Yeah,
And
but
so you don't have to use like red mini mags.
that's true. But CF Express cards are expensive anyway.
Oh, sure.
So it's like at that point, it makes no difference.
I mean, you could get one from Wish, save a few dollars, and then like have all your footage corrupted.
That'd
This
be
is why you're
amazing.
sitting here. I don't know. I'm really interested to hear. Too bad I'll be on the practice field exactly when this starts.
Yeah.
But that's a shame. But we'll see. I just want to hear what other people that get it say. So.
And go ahead and correct us on all the mistakes we made, because
Yeah,
I
we're gonna get
guarantee
ripped to
that there are
shreds.
things that we said, because guess what? We don't look. I'm just gonna be really blunt and frank right now. We don't sit around and analyze specs on cameras day in and day out. We're actually out filming and doing production. So I'm sure that we said stuff wrong, just like even the
sorry.
RF to PL stuff. I looked it up. Okay, it is there. I had no idea because I don't use RF mount cameras, so I don't mess with that stuff. So anyway, yeah, that's it. I think we're good. Extremely impressive and equally confusing.
Tell us
camera.
more.
Tell
Jared
us
Land,
more. We need to know more. I want this camera. I will say that much. I do want this camera, but I'm very confused right now. I want to wrap my head around it.
Jared Land, we have many questions for you when you come on the podcast eventually. So.
It'll happen.
No. I'm not saying. I didn't mean it like that. I mean like when you have time, because you're a busy man, busier than us. Because you're probably fielding 1,000 questions right now while we're staring at a screen talking about you. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
yeah.
We'll talk to you soon, and I am very interested. And also put out more red primes. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, yeah, this is awesome. I'm very, very interested. So, anything else, Gavin? Do you have anything to say?
No.
He likes the name.
Me?
Yeah, Vraptor.
Yeah.
Vraptor.
Gavin, have you seen Jurassic Park?
Yes.
Wow.
I've
I'm
seen
very
all
surprised.
the Jurassic Park movies.
You haven't seen Star Wars, Harry Potter. That's a very interesting trilogy to have seen. Anyway. All right. I think that's it.
Let's go.
Bye.
I'm just still reading all the comments because they're like asking questions that I'm also thinking. I'm like, oh my gosh, like. But I will say once again, last thing, keep in mind this camera is very different because it's not necessarily modular in the way that Red has kind of always been. It is very much plug and play. Slap you a monitor on there.
I like that.
You slap a monitor and a handle and you start rolling. You know what I mean? Like you're good to go. You have a monitor and a handle, you're good. You can start rolling. That is not the case when you buy a DSMC2. You buy the brain separate from the handle, separate from the
That's why it's so cheap.
from the mount separate. Like everything is separate, and this is more. You put a handle and a monitor on, and you're done.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to buy a V mount or a gold mount.
You don't even need the
or-
handle.
You don't. Yeah, you don't even need the handle. That is true.
You can just put a monitor on it.
Yep.
You could roll.
Yep.
Well, and a battery or short power, but yeah.
Yeah, that's it, dude. So, all right. Okay, we're done.
We're going to talk about this probably for the next hour after we
I know.
stop recording, but we'll say bye because I'm going to go edit this and put it out
right now.
right now. Bye.
See ya.
All right, bye bye.